When I was in school, I had this beautiful little Jack Russell Terrier that went with me everywhere. And he used to come up to the bed every morning very carefully because he didn't know who I would be that day. But now that I have finally gotten myself healthy and aligned, I'm pretty much the same person every day. And that's what I want to teach you guys, is how not to be knocked off course by the flotsam and jetsam. Because that mood wampin is you reacting to 25,000 things at once. As I mentioned before, being highly sensitive is literally a genetic makeup. It has been studied. It has been, they have found genetic markers on most mammals for our trait. And so highly sensitive people have a special variation in the serotonin transporter. And it makes us receive information and makes us behave differently. So if you were looking for an excuse, you just got one from God. Okay? There you go. And that's one of the things you probably noticed. It's like you have spent your whole entire life struggling to feel like you fit somewhere, like you belonged in this section. And so therefore you have to change yourself to fit in it. I mean, how many people have felt like they had to change themselves to fit in with the rest of the people? Now that you know that you have a gene variant and it causes you to have lower serotonin levels. Now, serotonin is the chemical that does mood stabilization. It does a lot of stuff, but it stabilizes mood. Maybe you have noticed that you might change your mood a little bit during the day. Has anybody noticed that about themselves? I have. So that's what's going on, is your serotonin levels are funky. A lot of people, scientists used to think that our gene variant causes depression, but no, it's other people that cause depression. Just kidding. It's the fact that we are trying to live in our not self way. That's what's causing depression. And I will take that one, die on that hill. Depression is caused by us not being in alignment with self, forcing ourselves to live in a not self way. All right, take that one all the way. So if you catch yourself being unhappy, this is tip number 1, and take this note. If you catch yourself being unhappy, check where you are forcing yourself to do something that is not alignment with you. That is 100% of the time. And so often we have learned to compromise, to cut little pieces of ourselves off, to learn how to say, oh, well, yeah, just for now. I can do that for them. I can do this. And then pretty soon you're like, oh my God, I've lost 2 arms. Both of my arms, I can't function. I've cut them off. So yeah, let's not do that anymore. Okay, y'all? So here's the thing about us and our makeup. Our childhoods are freaking everything. A lot of us had meh childhoods. Some of us had really bad childhoods. Some of us had really amazing childhood. And those people are the folks that have their stuff on straight and are shining brighter than everybody else because they were allowed to be in alignment with themselves. So what we know about being highly sensitive is that most of us are attempting to live as if we're not. And most of us were gaslit heavily and continue to gaslight ourselves about what's going on in our life until we can't take it anymore. And then either we'll blow everything up or we'll do something crazy. Or if you're like me, you'll move 32 times thinking that if I just move to a new place, everything will be different. Everything will be different. No, you can't run away from yourself. So here are some of the benefits and challenges of being highly sensitive. You're able to extrapolate how other people feel. You get that, right? You can put yourself in somebody else's shoes. You can literally see how that person could feel this way. You may not like it, but you can see it. You have the ability to reflect and solve problems and help people. And in fact, if you're highly sensitive, you may notice that you're the go-to friend that everybody wants to dump their problems on because you can see. You tend to hate pressure. You don't like it when people micromanage you. In fact, you hate it with a fiery, livid passion. And you don't like people asking you and questioning you while you're trying to do stuff. You don't like, it's like you absolutely hate it. And you really hate criticism. You are mentally more active. You are always trying to pick stuff apart with your brain. And that's a great thing, but it's also a bad thing. Because you get so, like it's almost like, there's steam come out of your ears. You just start and you lose track of everything else because you're trying to solve all the problems with all the parameters and all the stuff. And that's what causes anxiety, y'all. When a highly sensitive person is allowed, and I mean allowed, to flow to their level, they naturally see stuff and notice stuff quicker than most other people. And then people tend to yield to them because they know stuff. That's how we're natural leaders. Many of us don't want to y'all get out of my way, I'm in charge. That's not who we are. We are, I see the way over there. I'm going that way if you guys want to follow me. That's what kind of leadership we are. And we are gentle. I can't say we as a whole, but most highly sensitive people are kind and gentle leaders. Here's another thing about being really great at reading the room, and this is how it can go negative. We start fawning. We start people pleasing. We see what people want, and we just go, especially if we found that fawning was a successful strategy as a child to keep our custodial parent from giving us a hard time. Does that make sense? Whatever strategy worked when you were about 8 years old, you're going to tend to rely on it a lot as an adult. So that's a big clue to your behavior. We can focus like little laser beams until we can't focus on anything at all. So let's just accept that we're variable, okay? Now here's something that you need to honor in yourself. The bigger your workload, the less you're likely to get done. The more choices you have, the less you're likely to make a choice. All right, just own that one. Do not force yourself to bite off too much. You are not a muggle. Here's the next thing that could be a problem. You can be terminally nice until you can't be bothered with somebody. Oh no, that's not a problem. I'm never going to talk to you again. You know what that's about? Bad boundaries. Here's the most amazing part of this, that you can live at a deeper level. You tend to seek meaning. Have you noticed that? You start out with why? Why is this? Why is that? Why is this? Why is that? And then you move towards, I wonder. And then you move towards, what is this purpose? So you get how curious you are if you're an HSP. And you also get how inconvenient that is to people. So I'm going to take a really quick 101 about spiritual energy. We are bioelectric generators. We'll just stipulate that. We don't want to discuss it. Yes, for the court, we stipulate humans are bioelectric generators. We have a generator in our heart that starts ticking at about, 1 month of gestation. You've got a ticker or less. You can see the heartbeat. 3 weeks. It's very young. That's our bioelectric generator. This bioelectric generator is smaller and it comes online much later. But this one is huge and its energy can be measured up to 12 feet from the body, which is why you pick up other people's shit. It's coming from their heart. There's times when you go around people and their mouth is saying one thing, but you know that's not right. That's their heart song talking. But here's the thing. Some of it's not yours to pick up. And you pick it up. And some of it's not yours to feel. And you feel it. And that's what makes you crazy, because you think all this flotsam and jetsam is yours. And that's what we're going to cover next week. So cool. We'll get back to it about how to understand that flotsam and jetsam that comes through, because that's super important. Okay, that is it for today. I hope I was helpful today, and I hope y'all learned something. Thank you. Appreciate you. Bye.